Hey everyone, hi, welcome. So I want to talk about there's this massive awakening happening right now on the planet. There's massive crisis for some people for sure, for lots and lots of people for sure. And I've had my fair share of crises, I can say, like most people have. And there just comes a time in our life when we just have to pivot, right? We just have to because we oftentimes as humans, we get stuck in patterns, right? It's so our brain gets stuck in patterns, we get stuck in patterns, and we keep doing the same thing. For some people, they've lost their jobs. Some people are working from home, but uncertain of their job. Lots of people are uncertain about their jobs right now. And there's a lot of internal work that needs to happen when we need to pivot. Sometimes we feel a calling to change things. We feel a calling to pivot. And other times our external circumstances force us to pivot, right? So sometimes it's internal and sometimes it's external for sure. And what I really want to talk about mostly today about this pivoting process, this change that happens, is that there's most of it's internal that needs to happen. And it's a hard thing to do because there has to be a few things that happen. Hey, Sarah. So nice to see you here. Some things that need to happen are a vision, right? What is your vision for what you want? And I will say that, whenever I've had a crisis or I've had a massive external shift happen to me, I have done my fair share of soul searching in terms of what does my heart want? Where am I being led to? What needs to happen in my life right now? Not from a necessity standpoint, but from what is my soul asking me to do? And I've always taken that calling, thankfully. And I've had massive changes in my life. I've had a corporate career. I've been a therapist. I've gone to grad school, gotten undergrad, grad school. I'm a digital marketer now. So I have and I've done tons of spiritual work. We disconnected for a second. Sorry about that. So I am doing a challenge in 100. Be yourself. Be yourself. I love it. Be yourself. That's a great one. In terms of pivoting, what I've really just, thought a lot about and done myself is to look into the future. Look into what your vision is. What is your why? Why are you here on the planet? Okay, so we're having connection problems today. That's just what it is. Right? It narrows your, maybe your abilities or your opportunities, but it doesn't mean you can. I've been a single parent for 11 years. And I have a son with special needs. So I definitely know ways that, that there's challenges, but boy, I found all kinds of ways to pursue what I want to pursue. So time to be quiet and really, what does your heart want to happen right now? What is your soul calling for? And then the other thing that needs to happen in the pivoting process is that piece. And then I think of it, I am always interacting with my body because my body tells me things oftentimes. So this is a letting go. So I'm just really letting go. The patterns we have, the work environments that have been created around us, create just this movement and act thinking that keeps us in the same flow of where we have been. And if you're trying to pivot to something else, there's a letting go process that needs to happen. And that letting go process might even be your identity. So, and I've gone through that actually quite recently, where when I got into digital marketing, I had to let go of part of my identity of other things I'm doing. So, the letting go process can be extremely painful. It can be gut-wrenching because we're tied into what we're doing, who we are, where we're going in our current path. There's a huge letting go process that needs to happen. And so, and there's to do that. I talk a lot about that, from anything from how you move your body to keeping a journal and writing these things down, to listening time, where I've talked about that as well, where I do listening time a lot, and I do a lot with my body, where I offload the hurt and the pain and the sadness and the challenges that I'm feeling when I'm listening. But it makes the process easier. And it's not like I get listening time for hours. I might do 10 minutes at a time or 20 minutes at a time. Sometimes I do 5 minutes of listening time at a time, where I'm just letting go. And so when you pivot, there's this forward motion and a letting go motion that needs to happen, where you're envisioning the future and feeling it, and you're letting go. And the painful process of letting go of the thoughts and feelings, and even perhaps the identity and the way of being that you have been, that makes this pivoting process so much more successful. And then there's typically hard work. If you're learning something new and you're creating something new for yourself, then there's that as well. But not talking about that today. So I just wanted to share with you that looking forward and the letting go at the same time can just make this actually an exciting time to grab a hold of opportunity and run with it, and do something that your heart wants to sing about, that your heart wants to express, and that you want to express, your soul wants to express it. Hi, Allison. And I'm kind of wrapping things up here. Sarah's doing the invitation to the group. The leader is a German speaker, but he can guide you in English. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I would love an invite. So thinking about that, because many of us are in a situation of pivoting, of needing to pivot or wanting to pivot, but we get